Welcome from New York. Early in the morning at 2 a.m. I came from downtown Manhattan and I was super duper tired. So suddenly I realized, you know what? Let's make my own natural electrolyte. In the electrolyte, what I gave was first thing first, lemonade, and then this is orange. So we also called it the Burtuqal, orange. I took one lemonade and one orange combined together. Yeah, to just squish it by using this thing. I did that after finishing that things and put it into 1 cup because even though there is ready-made electrolytes that are available in the supermarket, but the biggest problem which I have seen is most of them are artificially made. As a result, majority of them are having what's the name? Huge amount of sugar. So why am I using the filler word? Technically, we're also going to add some pink salt over here. In these cases, first thing first, I'm going to put all of these lemonade as well as orange juice into one of my water bottle, water bottle, and then I'm going to add some honey. Oh, I'm being a spoon. And do you know today what exactly happened? I got super duper scared whenever my nephew he just called me. You know why? Because my nephew today he was calling me multiple different times. I believe 4 or 5 times, and I was not picking up the call because I was extremely busy. Because whenever you pick up his call, he would be just randomly speaking. By the way, this is just a little amount of pink salt or so-called sea salt. I just added electrolyte. Um, Because whenever if you give too much amount of salt, then automatically that pest will get destroyed. And after you add the salt, let me take some honey. This honey is okay, but still. Oh, this message has been reviewed. I don't know. Somebody has messaged something. Say hi in the chat and let me know from where you guys are watching from. Oh, oh, there is 5 people. Say hi in the chat and let me know. Because right now it's New York time around 5:52 a.m. But I was so tired, so that is the reason I was making my own natural electrolyte. So the electrolyte, oops, let me bring it over here. Oops. And to make this kind of electrolyte, it is very simple. You require one lemon and one orange, and then try to add some kind of salt. Salt here, I mean to say this pink color salt. Hope you guys can able to see. So add a spoon of pink color salt and then 2 spoon of the honey. Once you add the honey, add some water. And after you add the water, oops, after you add the water, then just squish it up with your water bottle. And after you squish it up, that's it. There you go to electrolyte. I'm going to show you. Oh, James were Kansas. Wait, right now I will just add 2 spoon of honey because when you have huge amount of water, since you are not adding enough sugar, so that is the reason. So if you add more honey, it will be more tasty, I guess, because when you add sugar at that time, even though the taste get destroyed, but the sugary salty taste you will get a lot. Right now, I'm just trying to remove the honey from the spoon, just stirring it up. But but it's taking too much amount of time. I'm gonna show you the final result. Just hold on 1 second. Hey, there is 5 people in the chat. Just let me know from where you guys are watching from. I'll say hi in the chat. Do you know why am I encouraging everyone to say hi in the chat? So in that case, we can able to communicate with each other. And if you guys have any kind of questions or anything, you can just let me know. Chicago, what's up, brother? What's up, bro? Hey, how are you doing, Michael? What's up? Welcome from New York City. Welcome to the team, brother. Because today it was so hot. I'm not sure how is the weather condition in Chicago. Guess what? There is so many people I found in the live stream from California, Texas, because there is still, I remember one of the guy. He was he was literally inviting me to come to the Texas for the barbecue chicken party. Okay, that's enough. Let me add some more water. So the process is extremely simple. Just you add up everything just based on your overall observations. One orange, just one lemonade, and then honey, and then sea salt. Add some purified water into one water bottle. Let me just show you from the back camera how it looks like. Oops. This is right now whenever you add everything. But right now I'm going to just squish it up and then you will see it's completely going to change. Because another thing, not to adding too much amount of salt at the starting. So I hot. I need electrolyte here. Hopefully I'm going to mail some of this electrolyte to you, Michael. So whenever you just add everything, just squish it up. Again, as I said before, even after I run maybe 5 miles, 6 miles, immediately just come home and make this kind of electrolytes. And personally speaking, even though at the starting point you would not see any kind of benefit, but if you just constantly drink those kind of natural electrolytes, you will gonna see some output. Oops, let me show you. Bro, you'll never gonna believe it would be same life. Look, it has changed. Trust me, I didn't add any kind of syrup or anything. It has completely changed. I'm gonna just bring one spoon. It's completely changed. I will just bring one spoon, remove those bubbly stuff. Ah, look, it has completely changed. So this is one of the best natural way that you can get your own electrolyte at home. Trust me, you don't need to buy anything. And because in the past, I used to drink those ready-made electrolytes such as hydration drink, for example, Prime, as well as vitamin D water, and there is also many other flavor. But later on, once I realized about the added sugar, even though some of them they says there is zero sugar, but there is one of the app that I particularly use. Let me just test it first. There is one of the app that I use particularly, and that shows whether it is good or bad. Yep, it's perfect. It is okay. Good. Damn. So today I got so scared that I was about to call 911. Whenever my nephew, he just called me. You know what exactly happened? Because in New York City, especially I'm pretty much sure we were watching right now. In New York City, sometimes the burglary, those things happen a lot. And my nephew, he called me. He was calling multiple different times. And I know this guy, whenever he called me, he would always just talk randomly XYZ stuff. But I was thinking maybe it would be emergency. I pick up the call. Holy cow, when I pick up the call, I can see there is an old guy, or maybe 45 years old, and he's holding the camera. I got confused that he's holding the camera, and I was saying, "Hey man, speak. Where is my nephew? Where is my sister?" And this guy, he just put the mic into the mute. And whenever he put the mic into the mute, back of my mind, I was thinking, wait. Maybe it is a prank, or maybe it is a real thing. Because the place where my sister they used to live, especially in New York City, those who are watching right now, if you're not familiar with it, because in the cases, whenever the things happen, incident happen in New York City, it could be huge, or sometimes in some areas it could be safe. But whenever I saw this particular, he's a dark skinned guy, extremely dark skin, and the ages would be around, I would say 58, not 58 technically, I would say 45 or 40. And when I saw him on the front of the camera, I got immediately shocked that this guy, he's calling multiple different time. And whenever I was trying to speak with him, the mic is muted. And mic is muted. I dropped the call. I called back him again. He didn't pick up the call. Instead, he was calling me back. I was thinking maybe this guy maybe not that much intellectual enough, wearing some headphones, the wired headphone. Then the mic was muted. I was calling my nephew's name. Hey, hey, just open. But mic is muted. Then immediately I call my brother-in-law. His phone. Bro, that guy, he's also not picking up the call. I call my sister phone again. She is also not pick up the phone. And I was in downtown Manhattan, and they're in different another borough of New York City, because New York City it have total many different borough. So one of the main borough is Manhattan. So Manhattan that is having uptown, downtown, and to come to the different borough that would take around 1 hour. So in my mind, I was thinking, oh, maybe I will call one of my another relatives here in the place where they live, or just call immediately 911. And whenever he wrote one of the texts that, hey, please pick up the call or else. In the text, he wrote, please pick up the calls or else. And that's it. And that's also freaked me up so badly. So when I was about to, you know what, let me just try to call 911. But before that, let me call three more times. Let me call three more times. Bro, whenever I call, my nephew, he pick up the call. I said, dude, where are you? He said, I'm at home. But wait a minute, I saw someone in the camera. Are you sure you're okay? Then I told, okay, give to your mother. Then I realized this guy, he was trying to pranking me by someone putting some sort of camera or some sort of screen or some kind of video from the back of the camera, because in a hurry up situations or whenever you are stressing in some kind of work. Massive spider on the wall. Is it a spider on the wall? Yeah, because sometimes whenever you are you are working in your workplace in a rush mode, and suddenly your relatives who is calling you repeatedly, and it literally shook you up that maybe something bad happened. So that's what I was thinking about. So whenever my sister she pick up the call, I got super duper angry because why? Because there is some incident where happened that one of the girl, which means their family's daughter, she just called 911 as a prank. And that particular daughter is also around similar to my nephew's age, around maybe 12 or 14. Bro, this police officer, they literally ran back. She just called 911 just for the prank. And this police officer, they literally came towards to that particular daughter house. You will ask me how, even though the daughter she did not provided the address anything. Very simple. They just tracked down the cellular locations from where this call came from. And then that is also one of the things that coming in my mind. So eventually I decided, before I call anything, let me just call my sister multiple times, and then eventually if nothing responds, then within 5 to 10 minutes, I'm gonna call 911. So after that, once she pick up the call, because the reasons I didn't call 911 at that time quickly is because I know that if 911 will be called immediately, either my nephew, he will be in the trouble. At the same time, my brother-in-law, which means my nephew's father, will gonna beat him up so badly that he would never ever gonna touch the phone in his life. So that is the things which I consider a lot, and I realized that never a good. I realized that it is not a good idea because if you're a family member and who literally cares about your other family member, and if you call them multiple different times, then immediately you will get a shock that maybe there is something bad happened to them or happened to her or him. So you have to take serious actions because I'm lucky that I work in a place where if I am having emergency situations, immediately I'm gonna just abandon everything boom, I have to come back to my home. Because in New York City, as I said before, boy, if the incident happened, it would be huge. Or if there is no incident, it is a safe place. And especially if you live in the Harlem, Harlem is one of the most dangerous area in New York City because there is generally speaking there is no crime at all, but there is some kind of shady things also goes on over there. So there could be also gunshot also take place, and at that time they doesn't care whether you are civilians or whether you are gang member or anything. Even the place where I live right now, I believe couple of blocks away, I still remember, trust me, I still remember that early in the morning the helicopter was roaming around in near to our house. I got shocked. What's going on? Is the ISIS is also looking something in our house or what? I got completely shocked. But since I was sleeping, because I don't want to go outside and get involved on those stupid things, trust me. Then I learned from my roommate as well as other people. They're talking, you know what happened? Because next block near to the place where I live, where the police officer he was crawling into the area, and suddenly one of the guy, again that was not explicitly mentions what kind of guy who is, what his main intention, but as far as what we heard is the police was trolling, maybe this guy he did something which means maybe police said, hey, what you are doing right now over here at late night, or just go to your home and relax, or what you're doing, or give me your ID. The other guy he got so angry or so agitated. And do you know what this guy did? He literally beat him up, the police out, beat the police so badly that that police officer, trust me, I was laughing, but that police officer got beat up so badly that he ended up in the hospital. And once he got beat up by that other persons, police officer got beat up by other persons, immediately the helicopter, the police car, everything, whole road, it was closed over there. Entire road was closed from 5, I believe 5 a.m. to till 9. 5 to till 9, one street was locked down. And guess what? Guess what? My roommate, he also drive car a lot. And he was about to go and park his car because in near, especially main cities, it is so difficult to get the parking. And especially if you live in a residential area at that time, either you have to buy a parking spot or you have to just roam around. So my roommate, he buy his parking spot, he was about to go park his car, he was waiting into, that's insane. He was wading into that area starting from 5 a.m. And I saw him coming into the house at 7, I would say 7, not exaggerating, that's the fact. 7 a.m. 7 or 7:30 a.m. When I saw him, hey man, why so late? You're supposed to come at 5 or 6 a.m. He was saying, just go outside and check, the entire street is closed. So he went outside. I was thinking, yeah, it is closed. So those are the incidents, especially living in New York City, even though one of the advantage in New York City is where everything is alive, I would say, during the midnight, because I live in Washington State. And one thing which I have realized was after 6 or 7 a.m., 7 p.m., not a.m., in the evening time, everything got shut down. But New York City right now, if I go outside, even though it was time around 2 a.m. in the night, whenever I get out from the train, then immediately there is a supermarket which is still open, means 24/7 it is open. Even there is also some of the restaurant in the New York City that are open 24/7 since it is a city. Even if the place where I live little bit far from the Manhattan, but still there are some of the places are 24/7 open. So these are the advantages. I mean, these are the advantages that you would not get in the outside of the New York City. I'm saying outside of the New York City is because New York State, if we're talking about New York State, also I have experience. For example, New York State, there is place like Yonkers as well as upstate. but those areas also similar to the Washington State. Washington State, particularly, I'm talking about like remote area. I'm not sure about the Seattle because Seattle is the main city, but the place where I have lived couple of months as well as a year, which was in Auburn. It is located very remote area, and one thing that literally shocked me is during the night times, everything got shut down very quickly. So even though if you want to go any places, either you have to call your Uber or you have to call any of your friends to go together during the night times, even 8 o'clock. But since I grew up in the Middle East, so at that time we don't care about the night because especially in United Arab Emirates in Dubai, where everything is open whole night. I'm talking about like outside. If you want to go out, you can go out freely. There is nothing you have to scared. All right, it's almost 2:20 minutes. Let me have my electrolytes. Because again, the making of the electrolytes, I learned from one of the doctor. He showed this kind of techniques, and after seeing his techniques, I immediately implement on creating my own natural electrolytes rather than buying those hydration drink. For example, there is a Primes, there is excuse me, there is a what are other electrolytes? Just tell me in the chat. I forgot. Um, Gatorade, Gatorade is one of them. Where did you grow up? Who me? I grew up in United Arab Emirates in Dubai. United Arab Emirates, yeah. Because that is one of the best place, especially if you want to explore the culture. Culture, I mean to say, for example, since it is in the Middle East, so there are many different kind of culture. Propel, dry water, liquid. Ah, dry water, I tried dry water. Prime, I tried. Liquid, IV, I didn't. LMT, I didn't. But anyway, long story short, majority of the electrolytes which I have seen, I have tried. For example, the one that I tried, those are the one I will talk about. For example, Prime, Eric Beds, I never tried that. I'm definitely gonna take a screenshot of this one and I will literally gonna try it out. But long story short, if you have your own natural electrolytes, it is trust me, it is far more better than anything, Michael. Just try it out. Just simple. Buy one orange, one lemon, and then honey, and then pink salt, and that's it. Only four thing. Yeah, pink salt, and only four thing. Just put it in one. Just squish it up, put it into one glass, and then afterward, make sure identify electrolyte powder works well, and it's more natural and no sugar. It's expensive, but worth it. I will try it out my own. Yep, it's reminded me one more thing because in Washington State, I used to have this is related to the electrolyte powder. I'm gonna tell in my long story short, this is my public speaking professor, Miss Lisa. She's super duper good person. One day I noticed that you were talking about the electrolyte powder. She also used those electrolyte powder, but I have never tried that in my life, electrolyte powder. I would definitely gonna try it out. Anyway, thank you so much, all of you just dropping in, and definitely I am try my best to be consistent. And main goal is to create a community and come every single on the live streams. If you can just observe in my channel, that my main goal is to come on the live streams like 365 days. So even though if it is 6 a.m., 2 a.m., 12, or maybe anytime, I'm going to head out for now. Nice to meet you. Yep, Michael, it's my pleasure meeting you from I believe where you were from. Let me just pull it up. It's my pleasure, Chicago. It's my pleasure to meeting you, Michael from Chicago, and hope I'm going to meet you next time. There is also one of the many viewers. I have never thought that there is somebody name is Danny, as well as another person named Eric or something who always try to drop in whenever I come on live streams. I never expected. Hey, Michael, we're gonna meet you next time, and I'm definitely gonna end my live streams right now. And let me just appreciate we were just joining Michael. It's my pleasure to meeting you. There is a David. It's a prank. David, massive spider on the wall. David, thank you so much. Boo, fallen angel. Okay. And there is just James, Kansas. Kansas, I think that's a city. I heard. All right. Thank you so much for joining in, and we'll definitely catch you up tomorrow. And right now, I'm gonna just end.